Yeah, that was revving way too high there, and looks like had a throttle response issue as well. Basically, if the revs built up, it couldn't bring him back down again.
Yeah, you know,
that was a bit frustrating there.
John held up the finger. It's like first gear launch this time, mate.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting. Would have got his attention, that's for sure. Okay, so I push back.
Notice as soon as John approached the car and touched something, the revs instantly dropped.
Yeah,
you could see what was going on there.
I used to be able to do a similar trick of misbehaving mainframe computers back in the 1980s, but not anymore. Okay, so
I'll steer the other way.
That'll just be a short, but just be a small teething problem, and Christian will be back.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about it is it's like they put the cars in triage. They push it back to see if they can sort it first. And it's sort of like, and then they tow it away if not. But it's always a good sign when they just push it back a little way, because there's always a possibility it can get sorted there.
Bizarre position to put it in there, though.
Yeah, I think he did. A bit of oversteering to avoid the tractor there, I think.
Yeah. Stunning looking car, though.
Yeah.
John Webster at his finest there, really is.
Okay, so Keith Freeman, our last supercharged outlaw for this session. Currently in number 13 qualifier at 12.81, 13 of 14. So, looks like we're losing Christian until the next session.
Well, Keith Freeman looking to go quicker than his 12.18. I think he's achieved that. Not by a huge amount though, 11.79.
Good for a move up from 13 to 12.
Yeah.
So there you go, that's Supercharged Outlaws. Now into Run What You Brung. We have Roger Gorin is scheduled to run Firestorm Jet Car at 5 to 5. I believe there's an afternoon break, and Run What You Brung goes on till 7, and then our final qualifier.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
break at 5 o'clock until 5:30. So basically, Roger Goring will do a run, and then we'll be into a half-hour break. But that allows them to run until 8 o'clock this evening, basically. Gives our track crew a chance to take a little break. Haven't got a huge complement of them here this weekend. 13.24, 13.75. All right, pair of Chevrolets, both of them red, but that's about the end of the similarities, actually. And you've got one of the old school pickups here, and the Corvette from the early 70s. $15.12 and $16.91, followed by an absolute bonkers Adam Skinner with the Rat, and another one of the Skinner clan. Well, they're both going for it this time round. Oh, this time it's not Adam's turn to shine. He's in the other lane, 11.54, 120 miles an hour to stride. Adam goes 16.89 at 67, but still happy with that 10.61 at 132 he ran earlier on.
Okay, so Christian on his way to the pits. We'll see him later, I'm sure. couple of our 100E contestants. This is something new for this year. A whole bunch of 100Es have got together just for the fun of it. I don't think they're actually specifically racing. But, if you have an 100E and you want to get involved, you pop round to the pits. Nigel Taylor's one person to see, and there's several others. So a couple of very tidy runs, 12.16 and 11.91. Now, when you can come drag racing and see that, who on earth wants to go drifting is my question. So Taz number 2. So this is Buddha Taz. Wheelie off the start line is not entirely out of the question, and another of our 100E competitors in the energy check lane. So there you go, it's the wheelbase of a shopping trolley and similar aerodynamics, and you run 128 miles an hour. Okay, so one of yesterday's Run What You Brung contestants in the energy check lane. Beautifully turned out, very low Mustang. And one of our Willis Wars, we'll be seeing those guys at the at Dragstalgia in July. I think the Willis has been sent back, but if you have a Willis, then you can run in the Willis Wars. I think it's as simple as that. So we'll be seeing them at Dragstalgia. So by run for the Mustang. And 10.26, 131 miles an hour. Okay, so if you like your door slammers, don't forget we've got the door slammers here at SantaPod next weekend. Starts Friday with the heads-up classes are going to be qualifying from Friday. Other classes are Run What You Brung. And we've got pretty much everything from pro mods to what effectively outlaw pro mods, the top door slammers. They're doing 3.7 and 3.8 over the 8th. They'll be running over the quarter next week, which will be interesting. It's been a few years since the top door slammer class did the quarter. Obviously, it's the return of Matthias Walken. So check out SantaPod.com, and of course the week after, first round of the European Drag Racing Championships, the main event. Again, SantaPod.com, check it out. My recommendation would be to come to both. Okay, so this is Ross Heaven's son, just high-fiving with Callum. You're not high-five with Julian, aren't you? Yes, no, okay. Okay, so Eurodragster.com, off-track photographer Diana are temporarily on backup duties. So Russ Heaven, the car owner, handed over the keys to this car to his son last year and ducked a water job, I'd say.
Russ has actually been in touch from Spain. Mm-hmm. He is tuned in, he's watching what's going on, and he's back for Dragstalgia.
Ah, excellent.
So it'll be good to catch up with Russ then.
Yeah.
Especially if Steve goes quicker than 870 that Russ has been in the car. Steve has been 872. Does make me wonder if Russ had a word with the timing crew, say don't put anything quicker than 870 on the scoreboard. A little bit of a double step off the line, which may cost him a fraction. 891, 147. 10:45, 132. Nevertheless, good run there for Steve.
Okay, Colin, I need you to distract the driver of that pickup so I can bang him on the head and have his truck away.
It's too cool for school, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Very nice indeed.
Pete Granger's Mercury, another very nice car. And Pete put out an appeal this morning for a oil filter, which I guess he found.
Pete's got a couple of passenger runs to do, and he might have a passenger there now, I don't know. Oh, that's hooked up and gone. 125, 60 foot there for Pete Grange. 890. And he definitely hasn't got a passenger in there for that run.
Yeah.
Definitely no passenger.
Well, unless he's a devotee of the Cannonball run, in which case God is his co-pilot.
Yeah. And if he didn't have a passenger, that's the last time we're going to see Pete Grange for quite a while.
Yes.
The reason we say that, joking aside, if you do a passenger ride, you're not allowed to go over 130 miles an hour at the stripe. Unless you are Steve Warner and you're driving the thrill ride two-seater dragster. That's quite a rule that is rigorously enforced. Always reminds me of that passenger ride that Kirsty had with Mark Todd.
Oh yeah. He stood on it, didn't he?
Yes. I think Ian's face when he went through the lights about 126 mile an hour said it all. Try Chevy Shootout. This is their second qualifying runs, if you like. Brad Strevitt and Chris Tyhurst. Brad is in the number 2 spot at the moment, 11:53. Chris, number 6, 14:54. And no help for either actually. They both went quicker earlier, 11:97 and 15:34. It's one of these situations we're waiting for the smoke to see clear to see what the race number is on that car. Cleared enough for us to see it. Well, this car's already been in the 9s. What's it got for us this time? Another 9, 962, 143.
I got a message from Nigel Taylor about that 100E yesterday. Let's find it. Mark Haswell, 572 cubic inches, world products, big block Chevy. So he goes, Mark Haswell. Now, I'm sure he used to run a Firebird called High Tension or something like that, blue car.
Right.
I know the name, but that's who that is in that black 100E.
That's like 9-litre engine.
Yeah.
That's enormous.
It's no wonder he runs 9.6s then.
Right, ain't no saint the Volvo. Well, the hits just keep on coming, basically. $10.91, 126 and 11.22, 117. I'll make the most of this run with your brung session. We've got a break coming up around about, was it 5 o'clock this afternoon, to give our track crew a bit of a breather. So that's about 40 minutes away, and obviously we do need to run Roger as well. So fair to say you've got about a solid half an hour before we run the jet, and then of course give our track crew a half-hour break. Oh, is that wicked little Escort from Malta, 2.1 litre engine. That'll be running at Door Slammers next weekend, so they're getting some early runs in, get the car set up. Don't blame them at all. That's Rossello Cesar with the Mark 1 Escort. The thing about Mark 1 Escorts and Malta, they absolutely love them out there. We've got some of the quickest Mark 1s in the world from there. Certainly know how to set them up and tune them to get them to go super quick. 318. Right. Pair from the Wild Bunch got Ratchet Strap Racing. Sponsor of the trophies this weekend, and big thanks to them. And I believe that's Jim Tanner with the Shindigger. I'll stand corrected just in case I'm wrong, but pretty sure it is. It is. It's confirmed. Always have to check the race numbers. So Jim Tanner then has a PB 9.4 at 146. Always like to read them out because you never know, they may get one in and go quicker than they ever have done before, and that does happen quite a few times. The Chip Phil's Dragster has been as quick as 966. With Skippy at 983. Whoa! 905, 144 miles an hour. That is super quick run. 905, 144. Now then, need to double check who's driving that. I think that was Skippy, but he's just gone from 966 to a 905. Awesome. Oh, 1104 at 114 mile an hour. The huge plumes of black diesel smoke as it goes down the track is rather epic. It looks like here it goes. Builds up the boost. Good looking run there. 890, 150. That'll do nicely. Certainly comfortable in the car. Both of them are really, really good. And unfortunately, Land Rover's not going to be getting full steam ahead all the way down the track. Just trickles across the line in 20.35 at 40 miles an hour. Okay, a couple more from the Wild Bunch. That's Philippa Turton. So she's in the energy check lane. Going alongside. Oh no, sorry, that was the previous pet, WB21. Just one of the Wild Bunches, to be fair. So 12.97 current PB for Philippa. .77, 13.39. Oh, one mistake. Also had a Dave Mahoney there with the fabulous Camaro. And the first time we've seen Keith Crampton, the Saltown Shaker. He's putting a run in today. Good to see that. Got Haley Fife helping him out as well. I think we got, yeah, in actual fact there is something stuck in the shutdown area actually on the right hand side. Hasn't cleared the top end, that little altered. But now being pushed around the corner. Okay, so it looks like the top end is clear, but we already pushed these two back, so it's going to be on hold just for a moment. So, going to come forward once again. Oh, I just spotted Dave Mahoney. They've got electric windows in the Camaro. And why not? So not only has it got a car that runs quick nines, it's got all the creature comforts in there as well. .34, 148, and 1088, 117 there for Keith. Oh, the 100Es keep coming round, which is really good to see. Oh, just bumped on down off the line, just a little bit there, but a cracking reaction time nevertheless. A 0-1 light on the tree. Obviously translate into a very good race package if you can get the car to run the numbers that it should. Reaction time is always very important indeed. So hopefully Lizanne will make it back down once again. This is Paul Lawn in the energy check lane. Second time racing this weekend. Ran a best of 14.7 yesterday. And what's he got this time round? Oh, no times or speeds recorded. Oh, that's a shame. I was looking pretty good. Brian Savage once again. Seems to be going quicker and quicker out there. We're into the 10.3s now. .10.3 again, 10.34. And a very stout 14.14. Well, this car looks like it's been adapted to go rather quickly out there. You've got to see the periscope exhaust coming out the side, purge of the nitrous there, big wheelie bar sticking out the back. But I know it hasn't been 684. That was Robin Reed's run from yesterday. Unfortunately, we saw Robin hitch up the trailer and disappear, so there was a pop as the car went through the finish line. We think a burst panel went, but probably a bit more serious than that if Robin not hanging around today. So unfortunately never did get a full update on how that run went off. 847, 144, very nice indeed. I'm not quite sure what happened to the pickup. That looks like they're going to have to push the truck back. Hopefully the transmission hasn't locked up, because that means they have to get the dollies out and oh no, he's still got engine running and excellent. Ah, excellent. So he's able to move it off the track on his own accord. Now, sometimes when you get in a moment like that and you feel that something has gone wrong, sometimes the best thing to do is stop. Let the track crew have a look underneath the vehicle. Make sure there's no parts come off. Make sure there's no fluid leaking. And if it's thumbs up, yeah, everything looks okay, then by all means take it up the drag strip and clear the top end. The last thing you want to do is have an issue, stop and then go, oh no, it'll be all right, and then you leave a trail of destruction behind you. Not the best of things to do. Mark Corsell with the slingshot. Alongside one of those beautiful tri-Chevys. Just thinking actually when the Wild Bunch next runs up here actually. Probably Summer Nationals end of June, and then of course they got their celebration event actually, Drag Stouge. You can probably get about 50 of them entered for that. That one of course in July. Well, that's a good straight looking run there for Mark Corsell. It's in the 8s, definitely. Oh, that'll do nicely. 8.23, 157, straight as you like, and not only that, wheels not lifting too much on the front end. I would say that was perfectly balanced. That, well done, guys. Is that Bill Murphin's car? It went under the tower and I can't see a number on it at all. But nevertheless, super quick. Alongside the Rancheros, getting the job done this weekend. But it's a very consistent runs indeed. Right, looks like we're in Tri-Chevy shootout once again. Let's have a look at the previous bests from these two. The wagon. $11.31 previous best for this car. $10.01. Oh, how close to a 9-second pass do you want to get there? Quickest run of the weekend, close actually. Right, Dan Reynolds with the Corvette going up alongside the Camaro. So this is Neil Vaughan. Come up all the way from Exeter this weekend. Neil Vaughan out in front. He goes 9.88, 133. That'll do. Very nice indeed. Then goes through the 10.45, 132. So Run What You Brung continues then for the Nostalgia Nationals, even though this is one of the Wild Bunch cars that will be putting another run a bit later on. This is Phil James, won pretty much every trophy available in the Wild Bunch fairly recently as well. And I think, Todd, this is the 100E that got this monster power plant in it. Goes rather quick. Bill goes 930, 961. Oh, that burnout had a bit of everything in it. Well, that started life as a Ford pickup, but goodness knows what power plant's in there these days. Certainly looks super cool. And talking of cool, it's the Daddy Cool dragster, Dr. Fay Hearn behind the wheel. Car did have a little wander earlier on, but arrow straight this time round, no issues at all. That's going to be a 9. It's a 944, 139. And 11,000 with a 1 on the end of that, 120 mile an hour. Right, couple from the Wild Bunch then. That is Bob Morgan with the Bee Sting. And it's young Craig Larman with the Ferret. Now, Bob's PB is 10:21, but Andy's been as quick as 9 at 98. Good to see Barry Bahanan back at SantaPod as well. Always tell Barry a mile off, the hat gives the game away. That'll do, 10:13, 133. That's a PB for Bob. Nicely done, sir. Right, best run today for the Sprite, 10.70. Down another 10.75 this time round. 11.22, 121 for the Ford. Well, unfortunately, didn't quite go to plan in the energy check lane. 1370 at 103 in the autoglyn lane, so at least one of the 100Es made it all the way through. About 10 minutes left of Run What You Brung in this session. And then it will be Roger Goring with Firestorm, the jet funny car. We'll be putting his run in literally 10 minutes time, and then it'll be a half an hour break for the track crew. Then we'll be recommencing at 5:30 with Run What You Brung. And that'll be taking us up to the third and final qualifying session for all of our race classes, starting at 7 o'clock. So Run What You Brung from 5:30 till 7 o'clock. The track will close at 8. And then we get ourselves ready for tomorrow with eliminations starting at 9:30 in the morning. So the very rapid Thames van, I really do like that. Going alongside the little Wild Bunch dragster, that driven by Graham Rawlings, the little digger. Set a lovely PB earlier on today, 10:22 at 127. Whoa, 9:99, 128. Excellent run indeed. 9:99, 128. Their first ever 9-second pass. Oh, you can hear the screams and the whoops and the hollers all the way in Northampton. Yeah, that miles away that was. But wow, what a run that was. 9:99, 128. Congratulations to them. It's something to run your first night. Look at the team, happy as Larry. Don't blame them. Congratulations to the whole team there. Graham Rawlings, little digger. Thing is, though, he doesn't know what he's run yet. He's got to wait for the timing slip. But I tell you what, he's going to have a sore back after that. All the back slapping that's going to be taking place. And why not? Oh, another good run, 10:39, 172. And that's the first exit, 1876 at 41 mile an hour coming up. Well, a little auto taking on that stunning car that should be here for next weekend for the door slammers. That really does look good. Okay, Chevy pickup against Ford Mustang. Got a right old mix of cars here this weekend. Now, Run What You Brung, the only requisite is pre-1973. That's for the rules for Run What You Brung. Also, every single driver does have to wear a crash helmet, and if it's an open body car like an Altered or a Dragster, obviously arm restraints will come in as well. So in the autoglyn lane, a little bit of wander at the stripe, but 1181 at 106 miles an hour. And another consistent run. Not the best run of the weekend, but certainly consistent. Right, the blast from the past. Actually, it's not a blast from the past, it's back from the past. It's Bradley Cooper. The Wild Bunch entry. Oh, just been pushed back a little bit. The reason being, we've got a couple of cars shut in the shutdown area. It seems to be stuck there at the moment, but we'll get those moved around the corner. And I'm not saying stuck, they've just taken a little while to get down there actually. But no, they've both taken the top exit there, absolutely fine. So the tractor just going out to do a tiny bit of prep, especially in the auto-getting lane there. A little bit of work to be done just at around about the 1,000-foot mark, so won't take them very long indeed. So Bradley Cooper's lined up there, another one of the 100Es, and we're not far away at all from seeing Roger Goring with the Firestorm Jet. Funny car, we've got plenty of cars in the Pyrenees, but we are rapidly approaching the time where Roger does his run, and our track could have a break, so we're not that far away. Just in the meantime, just give the vocal cords a rest. Nitro FM, if you can just play a tune for us. I'll be back with you with the next pair, and I think it'll be Roger after that. So be back with you shortly with a continuation here at the Nostalgia Nationals. Right, well that was a very quick stoppage actually. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer than that, but it goes to show I know absolutely nothing. We are back with the Wild Bunch entry. This is Bradley Cooper, back from the past. And another one of the 100Es. Great to see so many of them here this weekend. Right, it's the Volvo, driven by Ellie Jones. I've made sure that I've got her crib sheet right to the top this time round. Now then, the PB of 1077 coming into this weekend. But unfortunately, a 4.560 foot ain't going to get the job done on this one. Mind you, she has already been 10.63 to set a new PB this weekend. So the Volvo going really, really well this weekend. And another 126 miles. The speed is very consistent at the stripe, but unfortunately just bogged off on that particular run. But Ellie Jones going really well with the Volvo this weekend. Right, we have got one more car to go before we just go into a half-hour track crew break. This is Roger Goring with Firestorm, the Jet funny car. Now, obviously came out to do a run earlier on. Didn't go entirely to plan. The flame show was fantastic. The pre-entertainment as expected, but when it came to the actual run itself, it literally launched, and then within a split of a second, instantly shut off. Roger pulled it over to the right-hand side, and the Jet shut itself down very, very well. Roger shut the Jet down very, very quickly indeed. But a super professional team. They certainly know what they're doing, so fingers crossed everything goes to plan this time round, and we'll see Roger go through the top end with a low 6-second pass. Now that you've got youngsters with you and their first time seeing this car, and actually I don't see a huge amount of kids here today, but this is rather loud, so a little bit of ear protection would be recommended. After this run, don't forget folks, half-hour break, go and get yourselves a cup of tea, cup of coffee, just chill out for a little while. Our track crew are going to be doing exactly the same. Don't forget, we are running up until 8 o'clock this evening. So it's only right that we give the everybody on site a little bit of a breather. Full-on month for us here at SantaPod Raceway. Last weekend was the Spring Speed Nationals. This weekend, obviously, Nostalgia Nationals. Next weekend, it's the Door Slammers, full-on 3-day event. And then just a couple of days, I wouldn't say off, because the track crew will be working away, getting ready for the main event. First round of the FIA and FIM European Championships here. It's going to be a crazy month indeed here at the pod. And if you're not doing anything, come up and see us. You're going to love it. Everything's good, thumbs up, here we go. Roger brings the Jet up to the line. Helen says, okay, you can go for it now. Oh, and exactly the same thing as before. Went for the loud pedal, and the Jet instantly cuts out. I've got absolutely no idea. I can only assume fueling issue or igniter, one or the other. But the pipe looks clear. Absolutely nothing wrong in the pre-run build-up whatsoever. So very frustrating. I know Roger absolutely hates it when it doesn't go right, and he's his own worst critic. He really is. Okay, folks. Well, we are on a half-hour break now, so we'll see you back in the grandstands, back on the banking at 5:30, where we continue Run What You Brung for an hour and a half, and then at 7 o'clock it's the last session of qualifying for all of our race classes this weekend. That, of course, Nostalgia Superstock, Gasser Circus, Outlaw Anglia, and the Supercharged Outlaws. Nitro FM, half an hour is the track crew break, so I know you've got some good stuff lined up for us. Right, just a call out to everybody in the pairing lanes. We're about 5 minutes away, maybe a little bit less from getting going again. So everybody back to their cars. Hour and a half of Run What You Brung here at the Nostalgia Nationals. As we get ready for the final session of Run What You Brung today, hour and a half to get as many cars through as we possibly can. Then at 7 o'clock it is the final qualifying session for our race classes this weekend. Quite a few in the lanes getting ready to put in possibly their final runs of the day, but some of them will hot lap and maybe get 2 or 3 in, you never know. Track looking good to go, just a little find a little sled from the tractor as it goes up and down a couple of times. Fingers crossed on the old weather holding, actually. There was rain in the distance, but luckily we've missed it. It's sort of skirted round, so thank goodness for that. But although we've had a couple of weather issues this weekend, if you'd have looked at the weather forecast at the start of the week, you'd have thought, oh God, the whole thing's going to be a washout. But we have got a heck of a lot of runs in down the quarter mile this weekend, and it's been fantastic to see, and really hope you've had a good time out there, folks. We've certainly enjoyed calling this meeting for you. The NSRA Nostalgia Nationals here at SantaPod this weekend. 3-day event, lots of Run What You Brung obviously yesterday, despite the early morning weather that came in, and then that and the rain shower that hit later on in the day. But got a lot done, actually, so well done to everybody involved. Some cracking PB runs today, both in Run What You Brung and in our race classes as well, so congratulations to everybody that's trying out new stuff, going quicker than ever. I know a few of you had a few issues out there this weekend, and it has required people to go off-site and get other bits or broken parts that unfortunately unable to fix here this weekend, or even pulling cars out of trailers and spotting something that shouldn't be part of the plan, and having to sort of put it back in the trailer and rethink their plans for their next meeting. So we had a bit of everything this weekend, but been very, very good all weekend long. Don't forget Fueler's Bar tonight for your live music, and of course obviously DJ playing as well, so that kicks off I think around about 8 o'clock this evening, which coincides with the track closing, actually. So a lot of people hanging around tonight, and then of course tomorrow it's eliminations and yet more Run What You Brung. And well, those of you that are running, you already know the rules this weekend. 1973 or earlier for Run What You Brung. And apart from the fact that this is nostalgia, it needs to be 1973 earlier. The only caveat to that is obviously our race classes, especially Supercharged Outlaws, no real age limit on those. So we're just on hold just for a moment, getting everybody into position. Obviously we are waiting for a start line crew as well. They need to get themselves into position as well. So a few of the engines are warmed up, and maybe actually just going on a slight pause again actually. Bear with us just for a couple of moments. I'll tell you what, Nitro FM, I think we can get another tune in actually just before we continue. We'll be back very shortly indeed. Not quite ready to go yet. I thought we were nearly there. Oh, that was a little rude interruption that we had from the skies then. Just as we were getting ready to go, a couple of spots appeared, but thankfully they've disappeared. So we can continue with our run what you brung here. Ted and Katie Booth have had a fantastic weekend with this car. Running, well, double classing the car basically. Gasser Circular for Katie and Outlaw Anglia for Ted. And a little difference between the two, we can see Katie stood on the outside, so Ted behind the wheel and a purge of the nitrous. Wow, 9:39. What a cracking run that one was. 142 miles an hour. Arrow straight, no dramas whatsoever. Basically, the calmer runs are normally the quicker ones, and that was certainly the point there. 9:39, 142, very good indeed. 13:09, 107 in the Auto Grenade from the Ford, straight out of the 1930s. And talking about the 1930s, we've got another one. Uh, 11:58, 114, and 10:86, 122. Big burnout smoke, and I've lost sight. It's the Tin Indian down there, and the vehicle in the left lane is totally obliterated by smoke. Oh, there it is, I couldn't see it. Oh, that's a much better run for the pickup now. Previous run did the launch and stopped, but this time all the way through. That is definitely going to be an improvement. 10:37, 132 miles an hour. Oh, no, it's about the same actually, but a very stout run indeed. 10:37, 132. Reached the 8th mile in 6:67 at 107. Oh, you've got the 68 in the energy check lane. Actually, 68th position as well, actually, from 1968. Best so far this weekend, 10:84. And he goes 10:72. Finds a 1/10 of a second, plus some loose change as well. Well, the 100Es are certainly getting great value for money this weekend, getting plenty of runs in, which is excellent to see. That's the whole idea with Run What You Brung. Get yourselves back into the lanes, patiently wait your turn, and that'll come round. Get some more runs in as often as you can. Well, the 100Es continue to come round. 13:41 at 103 and 16:06 at 84. Well, this is a Chevy versus Ford matchup that you wouldn't normally see anywhere else, but you've got the outrageous pickup there. I'm loving the engine combination in that. Against the Corvette. That's pretty factory standard by external appearances. Right, now the pickup best so far, 11 flat. Love to see a 10 appear on the board. Oh, it's 11:01. Very consistent though. And the Vet, 15:82. Right, a couple of very old school Fords here, but one of them in the shape of a Thames van. Well, many, many moons ago, this would have been an electricity board van. But now coming up to the line, purging the nitrous as well. This has been running very low 11s all weekend long. Miles now. That's built up a huge amount of speed towards the top end. All right, Keith Freeman, David Mahoney. Oh, cracking launch there for Dave, but Keith on a flyer as well. Dave's got the power to go past here, but a pair of 9s coming up, 9:37, oh, 10:09 just over actually, but cracking run nevertheless. Right, Williams Brothers Racing, Para, here we go. That's Guy King with the Chevelle and Dan Williams with the Impala. Well, both of them have got quicker cars elsewhere this weekend. $13.76 and $15.49. Love the way Brian Savage just leans out the window and has a look to see where his front wheel is in relation to the tyre tracks there. Going alongside the Sprite. Good looking run for the Sprite. Brian Savage has been running 10.3s all weekend long, and he's got another 10.37. 10.77 for the Sprite though. That's going quick. Love the way that Mr. Mouse, when he leaves the line, the rear number plate literally falls backwards under the launch. Very quick 8th actually, 6.67 at 103, goes through with a 10.48, 128. 1756 at 77 for the Chevy pickup. $11.24, $11.71. A little bit of an improvement there for the altered. Quickest run of the day there. Right, that's Brian Watson with the interest-free little slingshot. Tell you what, even though some of the wild bunches aren't doing their full-blown runs today, some interesting PBs come up today. Now, prior to this event, Brian 10.54 with a 9. Right, goes 11.12 at 111 miles an hour. Mick Hillier with the Texas Ranger. I must admit, I thought that one run earlier might have been it for today, but they've managed to get it sorted and come back for another go. And the Prefect here, that's had quite a few good runs today. It's almost one of those that's done a run, stopped in the pits, had a coffee, then got back in the pairing lanes again. Unfortunately left before the tree was activated, the Prefect did, so not going to get any times or speeds. Okay though, 9.18, 133. Well, stop the clocks on that one, 9.18, 133.
Okay.
That's another PB.
Just heard that none other than the current leader of the UK Sportsman ET Championship is tuned in. Good afternoon, Kirsty and Tom. Hope you're well. You should be here. Why are you not here? But, we shall see you next week. Enjoy the coverage.
Yeah, it wasn't a PB on the speed, but 9.18 compared to a 9.25. Mick Hillier, UPB. Well done, Mick. Right, Andy Park, definitely no nitrous. He's confirmed that. Thank you very much indeed. But is that lovely little Whipple supercharger on there? So total change in the power department. Still, I believe still the same engine, but it's the ancillaries on top that have changed. And certainly got a handle on that straight away. He's gone 991 so far. And at 998, consistent if anything in the 9.9s. couple of wild bunch slingshots for you. That's Mark Courcelle with the ball breaker, and it's Steve Heaven with Tight Fit. Now, great run from Mark Courcelle earlier today, 8.23, and no front wheels coming up whatsoever, so that was perfectly judged. PB of 8.20 set back at Easter. Right, Steve Heaven. Best of 8.72, Russ with an 8.70. Steve's had plenty of 8-second passes today. Let's see how much closer he can get. I know Russ is tuned in. .823 again, 8.87. Very good runs indeed for both of them. Super consistent there. Mark Courcelle, that's two 8.23s in a row. 8.87. Again, consistent high eights from the Tight Fit dragster. Right, so Rob Brown with the Rebel. He's been having quite an interesting weekend. A best so far of 8.73. But more important than that, been doing licensing runs and got his license ticked off, so well done. Oh, is that going to be quicker than the 8.7? It is. It is 8.64. Lovely little run there, 155 miles an hour. Excellent stuff indeed. 8.64 there for Rob. It's always interesting to watch those Maras do their thing out there, trying to keep it the right side of 850 and doing a cracking job of it. Let's have a quick look into the parent lanes. You can see there's quite a few of them down there. I can see young Craig Larman with the ferret down there. I can see a few of the Taz racers as well. Talking of Taz races, that sounds like one below us as well. It is Adam Skinner. Oh, that's a burnout. So Taz racing to the front. That's right, I think they're all coming round in a moment, so I better get all the Taz racing sheets up to the front. So I'm going to miss some of them here. You got a small block V8 taking on a Toyota MR2 power plant there, and both of them really going for it. 1041, 131, 1060, 128. Adam Skinner, wow. Really going well. 10:41.
Okay, Barry Verhannon got in touch to tell me the last run by the Beasting was personal best for both ET and Speed.
Oh, I thought so.
Yes.
I just had to double check with Adam Skinner on that run he's just done actually, Tog. His PB prior to that was his run he did earlier with a 10:61. He's just found another 0.2 of a second. He's absolutely flying this weekend. Right, so just worked out see how Bob gets on this time. Oh, 10:19.
That'll do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anything more would be greedy.
Right, got Lucy Skinner down there with the Fiat 126. And that's Lee Dunham with the Ford Capri. Now the Capri absolutely flew up the track earlier on. Was not expecting the run that appeared before our eyes. It just went. Best way to describe it. Went 9:59 at 147 miles an hour. Bit of a bucking bronco in both lanes, to be fair. .934 at 147. Wow. That's going some. 11:81 at 119 for Lucy. Right, Dan Reynolds with the Corvette. Can run regular 10s if so required. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, Dan's got a front row seat for this one. Joe Stevens with the Sunbeam Stiletto. Where Joe disappears off into the distance, arrow straight, went 817 earlier, 810 at 176 miles an hour, and a cracking run for Dent, to be fair. 10:22 at 133. Really picked up some speed. Right, Chris Thorburn in the white Mustang. Thanks to Andy Dibley for that. I've got so many sheets from the signing on office that it's difficult to keep up with everything, but thanks to Dibs for letting us know.
Did you say Cliff Thorburn?
No, Chris Thorburn.
Yeah, Cliff. If he
Cliff
got
Thorburn, he's not
147 miles an hour.
Goes 10:31. That was a good looking run. 131 miles an hour. Not his quickest, but certainly a good one. Fay Hearn with the Daddy Cool Dragster. Adam Skinner's probably made it back to the pits now with a huge grin on his face, having just found 0.2 of a second on improvement on his previous PB, which he set today anyway. So I don't know how much time he's found this weekend, but that's a huge chunk. So a little bit of a issue for Dr. Fahern, so some surgery required on the engine. So let's see how one of these Fords from the 1930s, certainly a cracking era for Ford, where the 1930s with the obviously the 32, the 34 and the 37, some beautiful cars produced then. That one goes through 14.12 at 105. All right, Graham Smith with Snow White. Bit of a story for Graham. You noticed that his run he did earlier on today didn't go entirely to plan. That was purely down to tyres. Basically, the radial tyres that they were trying need bead locks. The actual tyres were slipping on the rims, and then he had a huge what we call a radial rock. That's where the car starts weaving from side to side. So they had to go home and fetch the 295s. Well, Rachel managed to meet up with another member of the team and swapped them over, but job done. So Graham Smith back on his usual tyres. Still a bit of a hop, skip and a jump, but that'll be in the 9s. 960, 150 miles an hour. Well done, great. And well done, Rachel, actually, for going a long distance to collect another set of wheels and tyres. So, Rachel will also say thank you to Stu for the loan of the car to go and do that errand. So, well done to everybody there. Graham Smith going through with 960. 1351, 69 mile an hour, early shut off in the other lane, unfortunately. Ah, some more of the Tri-Chevys. Gotta love these. 55 and a 57. Followed by some more of them. (14.28) 94 miles out the auto-clean lane, 15.26 and 90 miles an hour in the energy check lane. Still the hits keep on coming. Another pair of Tri-Chevys. It's a cheeky little wheelie bar just spotted under the bumper in the auto glim lane. Goes 11.57 at 110. And there could be a drivetrain issue there. Ian's having a good look, telling him not to push the car back at the moment. Well, that's something we don't normally see on the start line. Not quite sure what's appeared from underneath the car, but that's a little bit different. I can honestly say I have not got a clue what's come out the bottom of the car there, but it's not fluid related and it's not really mechanically related. It's that's quite bizarre. Whatever it was, it stopped the car from running. So we're having just to sweep that away actually. Luckily it's coming off the track okay. Almost looks like a piece of molten metal there, but really not quite sure what that was. But well, fingers crossed the car is a-okay. Very strange. Thanks very much indeed. Got an explanation for now. Yep. Yeah, I understand that now. I wasn't quite sure. I thought it was something like that, but wasn't quite sure. But thanks very much indeed to Ian Blackett just to confirm what it was. Just a little bit of chunk of the start line come up there. So a bit of sledding, we'll get that sorted out. Well, I can't. There are cars in the pairing lanes, so they're just set back a little bit further at the moment. So we're going to be on hold just for a moment. We're going to gather our thoughts and have a little bit of a breather in the tower. Actually, been pretty much non-stop. I have got so many sheets to sort out from all the run what you brung, so try and get those into some sort of order as well. We'll be back with you shortly. Nitro FM 96.2. They've been entertaining us whilst the track hasn't been running. So, and it is your turn again once again. If you can take it over, be greatly appreciated. Well, that was a very quick pause. Now we're back running once again, and this is another one of those wonderful tri-Chevys, 454 big block power. This is Jim Seward, 55 Bel Air. .1020, 134 miles an hour the strike. Good looking run that. All right, pair of Fords once again. .35 at 120 miles an hour, and best run of the weekend so far. Nicely done indeed. 1560 at 90 mile an hour for the Ranchero. Looks like may have a little bit of fluid in the right lane after that run, unfortunately. Fingers crossed. I think it's we certainly made the time off A-OK. Well, quite a few people hovering around the Auto Glim lane at the moment, so fingers crossed we are A-OK there. And we're good to go. Well, our time now 20 past 6. Don't forget that final qualifying session for our race class is due 7 o'clock, and with a closing the track at 8 o'clock this evening. Looks like our friends from Malta with the Escort taking a bit of a holiday over here. Basically, this weekend is testing, and then next weekend it is, of course, the door slammers for them. Marcelo Cassar with the Escort then. Really has been putting some stout runs in this weekend. Now you'll see him here next weekend racing in the OCS Group Big Bracket, and the idea of this weekend is to see where the car is so that they have a clue what they're going to dial in. Huge amounts of wheel spin there. 6.92 at 97 miles an hour at the 8th. 11.01 at 117 miles an hour at the stripe. Getting the job done there, guys. Well done. Right, bit of an update for you on this Ford Thames. Todd, would be interesting to know that the driver of this car is Troy Bull. Troy Bull driving this one. This, of course, is Tim Bull's son, and of course, Grandad Harold Bull, who is the member of the Drag Racing Hall of Fame and the very first man to go down the SantaPod Raceway many, many moons ago. And 100 Troy goes 11.07. So great to see over 50 years tradition still alive and well here at SantaPod Raceway. Right, Paul Lawn with the 100E. As you mentioned earlier on in commentary, is an 18-year build. Second time this weekend, second time racing this weekend. A PB of 14.7 coming into this weekend. Well, that's a 14.07, so that's not 7/10ths of a second of his PB, and getting oh so close to that 13-second pass, so well done there. 94.10 miles an hour. Right, Dominic Sharp with the Pontiac. He's going great guns this weekend. Goes 11.26 at 123. Loving life out there, well done. Right, Keith Freeman and, oh, very tasty 69 Camaro on the line. Keith Freeman certainly had quite a few runs today, that's for sure. Oh, that's a lovely flat launch as well. It's one of those burnouts where we're going to wonder if it was going to stop then, actually. Well, the Ratchet Strap Racing team extremely happy this weekend. Another massive PB for them. But helping out on other cars as well. That is Jim Tanner with the Shindigger. Going alongside this Ford pickup. Unfortunately, Jim not leaving the line the way he wanted to, so that's going to affect the ET a little bit. Goes through with a 10.18 at 147. Speed was there. That's the fastest he's ever been, 147.68. So it's a new PB on the speed, but unfortunately a bit of a double step off the line. A bit of a cough and a splatter, but got the job done in the end. Just a quick reminder, actually, don't forget the Nostalgia Nationals in conjunction with the NSRA this weekend. Loads of events coming up for them. A summer full of fun, basically. The next event for them, the NSRA Fun Run. It's the 14th to 16th of June in Rutland Showground. Dragstalgia here in July. The Super Nationals at Old Warden, 9th to 11th of August. Hot Rod Drags, 13th to 15th of September, and the Northern Swap Meet, 20th of October. Now, if you want to check out some of the stuff they're doing, they've got two areas for them, one either side of the Crossroads by the pairing lanes, and get the latest t-shirts, sweatshirts, and other goodies. I know they've got the mugs there, so if you want to check out the NSRA stand, please do. Williams Brothers Racing in the shape of Guy King with the Chevelle in the Auto Glim Lane, and Dan Williams, a 01 red. Trying to get that car to go quicker than 15.5. Oh, that's much better. 15.2. Getting oh so close to the 14.99 he's desperately looking for. But 15.20, quickest run of the weekend for Dan Williams. Well done, getting there. Just another 2/10 to find. Dave Mahoney lurches into stage. Off he goes, leaves the smoke behind. He's getting tantalisingly close to a 9.2. Oh, 9.39, 146. And 11.98 for 180. That was moving on. Right, Brian Watson with the interest-free little dragster. Oh, a bit of everything there, a bit of a wheelie, a tiny bit of tyre shake. Everything in one run. I don't think he's going to beat his 10.54 on this one, purely down to the fact that a little bit of a wayward launch and tyre shake. Goes 11.71. No time or speed, unfortunately, in the other lane. Right, Taz racing to the front once again. Do you know what? I'm wondering if Adam Skinner's making it round this time round, or is he too busy celebrating a monster PB? Lucy Skinner's made it down. And Taz Buddha. So we got a small block Chevy against, I think, one of the Toyota MR2 power plants. $10.43, 128, 11.66 at 119. Right, Sean Doyle with the 350 cubic inch small block Chevy in there. Just looking at his notes, actually, he says here, home built, can't wait to get a decent run. Or can't get a decent run. Well, that wasn't too bad, 13.49 at 102. We know it's going to come. No, it's going to come. Unfortunately, I don't appear to have a slip for the car that's in the left-hand lane. Certainly do for the right. That's Lizanne Doyle. Engine out of a Chevrolet Corvette, 327 cubic inch. 9-inch rear with straight internals. Airbrush work done by the husband, Sean, that you just saw go through. Whee! First burnout of the day that crosses the centre line, and good job we did it after the Christmas tree, otherwise you may have taken that one down. Well, it was entertaining nevertheless. Nobody's hurt. No Christmas trees were hurt in the filming of this video clip. A wry smile from the start line crew. That was a cracking burnout, actually. Just a little bit wayward. Entertaining nevertheless. Against the Barracuda. .1080, 117, that car's been way quicker than that already this weekend. All right, this is Mike Gross with Ford Model B Coupe. Goes 1265 at 108. And that's his best run of the weekend so far. Well done there, Mike. Another one of these guys that's made the trip from Exeter. So certainly, I know we had a few come up from Scotland, taking a long journey down the country, but Exeter, quite a long way from the west coast. Right, I did clock this car earlier and I wasn't sure about it, so I've checked it out. This is young Ryan Garrett. And the Garrett family only know how to go fast. Well, his brother on backup duty as well now. Obviously we all know what the Garrett family can do with regards to a Pro Mod. Still got that car, not moving it on at all. When you talk about the Garrett family, you think, oh, whose engine's in that? Yeah, all the Garrett boys are down there. Lola's down there as well. So a big purge of the nitrous. 8:22, I believe this went earlier today. The trouble is, though, he's showing the race number with Robin Reed, so that's a bit more like it for Ryan. Oh, a little bit of a fishtail, and he's still keeping his foot in it. Just feathered the throttle, straightened the car out. 876, 152. And good to see the Garrett boys back with us. So 11:48 for the Chevy, 12:20 for the Ranchero. This is a bit of a weird sort of sunset evening here actually. It's quite gloomy at the top end, but the sun is out on the track purely because the sun is setting in the distance over there. It's quite bright in places, and yet it looks very dark at the top end of the strip. But cast dries behind the spectator banking and it is looking pretty good. just over 25 minutes away from our final qualifying session of the weekend for our race classes. Of course, session number 3 for the Gas Circus, Nostalgia Superstock, Supercharged Outlaws in Outlaw Anglia. Best run of the weekend there for the Ford, goes 11.01 at 120 miles an hour. Oh, so close to that 10-second pass. Right, Paul Lawn back once again with the 100E. Unfortunately, went a little bit too quick that time, Paul. Left before the tree was activated, but a 9.88, 138 in the energy check lane. Very good run indeed. Young Troy Bull back down for another run. So Troy at the moment has been 10.99, goes 11.96 on that particular run, so no improvement for him. God, I tell you what, this Mustang's got a few runs in today. Crib sheet on that particular car. I found it. Graham Smith, but unfortunately at the time I find the slip, being pushed back. That's a shame. Best run of the weekend for the Chevy there. 13.83. Trying to catch Dad's dad Graham and something Kieran also running this weekend. Right, Nostalgia Superstock gathering in the lanes. watch out, everybody. Another Morris Minor with a rooftop doing a burnout. This time keeping it nice and straight. 1186 at 116. That one goes through. But as you say, Nostalgia Superstock gathering in the lanes at the moment. Still got a few more Run What You Brungers to go through as well. Got around about 10 or 15 minutes left of Run What You Brung today. It's times like this I need a secretary up here. I've got so many sheets to try and keep up with. And finding the right sheet at the right time is proving to be quite difficult. Lovely chassis twisting launch. Now then, best run so far of the day. It's currently a 10:34. That's a 10:41 at 132. Very consistent, low 10-second car that. Well, once again, Lisanne Doyle goes through. She's certainly get plenty of runs today. Now, coming into this event, a PB for this car was a 14:09. $15.56 on that particular run. Engine out of a Corvette. Now, I wish I knew a bit more detail on this particular car, actually. Obviously built to go rather quickly. Its best run today is in the low to mid-10s. Currently with a 10:48. Well, we'll change that to a 10:45. A little bit of an improvement there. Right, the Fright. Around about 10.7 today, actually. Car is going really consistently well. A couple of sneaky quick runs in. That's a good one. .45, 81 miles an hour. Just lost a little bit at the top of there. You heard him click it around about 1,000 foot. Almost ran out of gears, actually. It sort of reached terminal velocity and had nothing else to give. All right, Paul Lorne is back for another one. All right, best so far, 14:07 at 94 miles an hour. Now, coming into this meeting, it was a 14:70, so are we going to see a 13 this weekend from the car? He'll be extremely happy if he does. Our 14:12 just slipped back a fraction there, 92 miles an hour. Still a good weekend, though, for Paul. So what if it took 18 years to build it? That's a labour of love, it really is. Right, young Troy back for another one. Right, best of 10.99. Come on. I want to see more. Oh, lovely little launch. Just a little bit of a pedal there as it gone past the 60 foot. Power's all the way through. 12.16, 114 miles an hour at the stripe. Another one of our Tri-Chevys. Lovely looking car. through with a 15.02 at 90 miles an hour. And basically those that are just doing their final run with your runs. In actual fact, I think this could be the last few actually. A couple more of the 100Es, and then it'll be into our final qualifying runs of the day for our race classes. .1190, 117 miles an hour, good looking run. I just heard a chirp of the tires. It's a change gear then. Well, 38 110, the best run of the weekend. Well done. Liz Andor, my goodness me, she's going to run out of fuel at this rate. Hope they've got a jerry can handy as getting plenty of runs in. About 10 minutes left to run what you brung, so last chance saloon to get your runs in. Well, Lizanne can totally ignore this timing slip when she gets back to the pits. Did actually break the beams and then decided 4 seconds later to get going, so this is not going to be representative at all. Well, that sounds like Pete Grange it is. Oh, no passenger this time. Thanks, Pete. So that means he can go flat out. Let's see what he's got. Arrow straight run, 9 flat, 149. That'll do nicely. Well done, Pete. Right, Graham Smith with the Mustang. Unfortunately, get pushed back earlier on, but looks like it was all good to go on this one. Personal best of 1178. This Mustang dating back to 1966. Simple maths, 53 years old. Wow. Goes through within 1184. And look very, very close to PB territory there. Well done. Well, I can see Nostalgia Superstock head of the pairing lanes for their final qualifying session this weekend. And also Gasser Circus heading down into the lanes as well. So just a tiny bit of track prep ready for the final qualifying session. So by my reckoning, I think that's Run What You Brung finished for today. And then we just got to get our race classes through. Once that's done, game over for day 2 of the Nostalgia Nationals in conjunction with the NSRA this weekend. Don't forget, if you want to get hold of the latest information, or also the latest t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, etc., go and pay the NSRA stand a visit. It is right next to the crossroads, next to the pairing lane. So if you just walk around into the pits just before, well, you have to cross the crossroads to get to the grandstand. The NSRA stand is there. Make sure you stop in and check out all the stuff they've got. Also give you the information on all the events that they've got coming up as well. Don't forget the NSRA Fun Run, 14th to 16th of June, Rutland Showground. They are here for Dragstalgia, of course, 12th to 14th of July. The Hot Rod Super Nationals at Old Warden Park, traditional home for that one, 9th to 11th of August. They're back here for the Hot Rod Drags, 13th to 15th of September. And the Northern Swap Meet, 20th of October at Magna in Sheffield. Don't forget the NSRA established in 1972. And if you want more information on their events, pop round to see them or visit the website nsra.org.uk. I'm sure they'd like to see you pop round to their stand though. I'm going to check that one out a little bit later on. Things every time I walk past, I'm heading up to the tower, normally doing some work, so be nice to actually stop by. Also, don't forget, obviously a lot of them have disappeared now, but they'll be back again tomorrow. Next to the NSRA Twin Pagoda, I think is the best way to describe it. There is a little show car parking area. It's not a full-blown custom car and hot rod show from this weekend, but quite a few people do park their cars in there, and it's a right old mix of vehicles, so certainly worth checking that one out tomorrow. I know there was quite a few in there today. Right, a little bit of sledding going on out there, just in final track preparations, and then we'll be kicking things off with the final round of qualifying for Nostalgia Superstock. Will Claire Johnson run a 9? Will Mike Lacey run a 9? Will Dan run a 14.9? All sorts of things to be coming at you as we get ready.
Sorry, Colin, we're a red zone bet when you need them.
Oh, right, we've got odds on that, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, talking of odds and betting and stuff like that, the odds have been released for Door Slammers next weekend for the Pro Door Slammer class. Some interesting odds in there, actually. I think Matthias Vulcan favourite once again, but don't discount some of the other cars coming over from Scandinavia. Could be some good odds there. And not forgetting the UK contingent as well. There's going to be a few surprises being thrown up. Not all of them are wanting to go completely flat. They want to save their cars for the following weekend, so going to be very interesting indeed. And I think it's almost like a lucky dip. Who's going to win front-wheel drive? 56 entered. We know there's going to be a few more coming. 64 car field. Can you imagine if we get like 70 entries of front-wheel drive, which it's feasible, and 64, 6 won't, you know, like 8 won't qualify, something like that. It's going to be really bizarre. But Door Slammers next weekend. We've been talking about it for ages. But it's nearly upon us. This time next weekend, we will be doing round 1 eliminations of Pro Door Slammer and front wheel drive. Going to be mega, absolutely mega. Oh, there's always an interloper. In actual fact, you sort of look around and you think, I haven't seen him this weekend. Where is he? Where's the car? What's he up to? But he's made it up to the tower, so we're going to have a chat with Jim in a moment. Nitro FM, if you could just play a couple of messages. We'll be back very shortly when we continue qualifying with Nostalgia Superstock.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, Nitro FM, there for us as ever. So here we go then, Colin. It's the final qualifying for Nostalgia Superstock.
Indeed it is, and a few questions to be answered in this session, as we've already alluded to. And I am great to say that we got two cracking guests for Outlaw Anglia that are going to join us on colour commentary. One of them that, well, both of them I wish I were in the cars actually, but I know there's a good reason for one of them. We'll find out the reason for the other in a little while.
Okay, so in the Alta Glim lane, this is Clive Dandridge. He's always one of the first out in Nostalgia Superstock. He's a bit like the Atkinsons in Super Pro ET. If you turn around and see Clive there, you know that's the front of the Nostalgia Superstock queue.
Well, he was #1 qualifier after the first session. He slipped back to #4 now. Dialing in 1320. John Davison dialing in 1250. Oh, look at Clive Dandridge's reactive time, Tom. Wow. .1264, 1330. Reaction time of the weekend, definitely there for Clive Dandridge, 001. Right, one of the first mistakes of the weekend, Jack Bishop. He should have put a 955 dial in on the back of that. Now that car has been flying, and not only that, the air is really good now. Jake Cawthorne with the flag jumper, dialing in 12.10. Oh, 0015 red. Right, let's see where Jack Bishop is. Is he going to be a 955? Oh, 72 went the other way. At least he got one the right side that time. 22.11, 12.18. Another one the right side. Well, that's the first time Jack Bishop's gone the right side. Right, Jim Smith, Pete Christmas. Jim dialing in 1160. Pete 1195. Jim sits at the number 14 spot. Pete number 6 at the moment.
None too shabby a reaction from Pete there. It's amazing you notice the last bit, just how many steps up the ladder you can go just going right side. So, #9 there for Jim Smith. Fire on
Yeah, Jim just 500s off. He's into the #9 spot.
I see Alan Medley's car is still, you said last week, Colin, you like it like this. It's still that way.
Yeah, it's, you've got time between meetings at the moment. It's not enough. But he will get it finished. It's a case of when.
Yeah. So 1061, this is your number 20 qualifier in the Energy Check Lane, and Dave Simcock, 1035, your number 7. Okay, just having a quick check underneath Alan's car, all okay.
Oh, 1032 breakout, 1082 the right side for Alan there. No movement obviously for Dave, but Alan moves up 5 spots from 20 to 15.
Okay, Adrian Portelli. You're currently your number 8 qualifier with 11 second dialing, and Pete Wiseman, number 10 qualifier, dialing in 990.
Oh, lovely launch for both of them there actually. Pete Wiseman going to reach the stripe first. He's going to run 990. 995, that'll do. Adrian Portelli breaks out. Goes at 1097 on that 11-second dial-in.
Okay, Energy Check Lane. This is Jim Chandler, number 3 qualifier, dialing in a 10 flat. And Chris Layram, the number 13 currently, dials in the 1280.
Beautiful looking car there for Chris and Jim. Not quite sure if he can go quicker than 10. Need to check that one out, but he's okay this weekend.
Yep.
No problem. .1066 and a 1294. They stay put. Jim at 3.
Okay, so in the Auto Glim Lane, this is your number 1 qualifier, Claire Johnson, currently 0.0094 over dialing, and Simon Rickwood, your number 16 qualifier, 998.
I love that. Claire Johnson has put on the dial in there 9.99 just for a laugh.
Okay, you can do it.
Well, she'll
Claire.
be laughing even more if she runs it.
Yeah, you can do it.
Simon Rickwood dialing in 998. Oh, lovely launch there for Simon Rickwood. Good looking runs, the pair of them. Oh, 985, 999. Claire Johnson. Oh my goodness me. Retains that number 1 spot. 982 for Simon Rickwood. He's monster PB there. Oh goodness me. Wow, what a pairing that was. I don't think Simon Rickwood couldn't care less he broke out there at all, but 982. Right, Dave Billadou, and that's in fact, Dave, he's going to lift the front wheels here. Watch this. Hey, off he goes. Ah, he's looking for a 1064. Guy King looking for 1375. $10.70, the right side, he's going to move up. Guy King, 13.95, he moves up 18.16 and up to, cleared the boards very quickly.
Up to number 11, Dave Billadou.
All right. Ah, finally, Ollie's given in. He's put a 9.49 dial in on the Firebird. Dan Williams still looking for 14.99. Sorry, 9.49 and 14.99. 5.5 seconds difference between these two. Dan went 15.2 earlier. Getting oh so close. Watch Ollie's wheelie. Oh, beautifully done. Way past the 60 foot. $9.55 at 138. Come on, Dan. Come on, come on. 15.13. Oh, he's getting close. So close to it.
Okay, so your top 5, Claire Johnson, James Oliver, Jim Chandler, Clive Dandridge and John Davidson.
Oh, Claire Johnson, her first ever 9-second pass. She dialed in 9.99, went 9.99 with a 1. Brilliant. What a weekend for Nostalgia Superstock. Gasser Circus, Ray Irish, Katie Booth. Katie dialing in 10.34, and then Ted's going to get in the car and run it in, oh dear, losing track, Outlaw Anglia. All over the place, trying to keep up with it all. Right, Ray Irish looking for 10 flat. It's got 10.37 already. Goes 10.04. Katie Booth improves. She's on the 34. But good one there for Ray Irish, just 400ths off his dial-in. Right, the Whiplash Willis of Martin Hallam in the number 2 spot. Steve Matthews, his weekend started badly for him. Radiator issues, spat all of its water onto the racetrack, had to get the rad welded, but got it all sorted out. No damage to the engine whatsoever, so he's back and going rather nicely well. A lovely little wheelie as well. $10.60, the target's a 62 and 11.08. Martin Hallam cements his number 2 spot there. No prudency, he stays 5. Well, lots of burnouts going on underneath us, but oh, here they appear. I wasn't sure it was going to appear there. The Candy Twist. That really is a lovely looking paint scheme on that car.
Yeah. In the absence of any dissent, that's still Julian Baum.
Oh, it is indeed, yeah, we hope so.
Yeah. And Matthew Barton is your current number 6 qualifier, dialing in 11 flat, and Julian dials in 13 flat. Every time we run, basically.
11 flat, 11.57 and a 13.82, a little bit off their dial-ins, but they're still qualified. Right, Dale Snooks from the United States driving Steve Dixon's high roller, the Falcon, and yet another Falcon in the Autogrim lane. That's Nick Barnett with the Barnett and Grant Falcon. Dial-ins, just 200s between them. 45 for Dale, 47 for Nick. Obviously 11's in front.
Yeah, you can see visibly moved before that third angle went out.
50 and a 51. Dale Snooks stays in the number 1 spot there, but Nick Barnett moves up to number 3. Just 300ths of a second off his dial-in.
Yeah, red lights don't matter that much in qualifying, and they do say if you don't red light occasionally, you're not trying, but pull that stuff in eliminations and you're going home. Okay, so next up, Brian Gibson, your number 4 qualifier, dialing in 11.8. And Autoglim lane, number 17 qualifier, Ray Turner, 11.31.
I've still got to find out where that 11.3 came from. That car normally runs 12. Beautiful wheel stand from Brian Gibson though. 46, 11, 11. Brian Gibson just 300s off. Ray Turner moves up from 17 to 10 though.
What can you say about the car in the energy chip lane? But
I've got 2 words, Doc. Yes, please.
Yeah, Kim Brooks in the jumping jalapeno, I think that says. From
That's lovely.
Yep, 13:30 time. Number 15 qualifier against Sean Milson, who saw him push back earlier. Currently in number 13, dialing in a 9.93.
Hello, 1. That's more like it there for sure. 13.92 for Ken.
Well, we said the same about ET Bike last week, Colin, but it's another case here of someone having an idea for a class and it really working out. In the case of the Gasser Circus, sometimes people have bright ideas and they tell the promoters, yeah, we'll all come along, and no one turns up. But this is another class where, you know, the promise was there and it's been fulfilled, more than fulfilled.
Oh, most definitely. Log Band, the band, Nervous Nick, 11:30 dial-in, and John Gibson with the crowd pleaser. A little bit of wolves, bit of the sun, but it's hooked up and it's gone. .46, 11.69. Nick moves up from 16 to 12, and because of that, John drops down a spot.
Okay, so to close, Tony Pearson, your number 10 qualifier, dialing in 11.50 with the Gas Guzzler.
Oh, Tony's been around drag racing a long, long time. Of course, daughter Shelley, married to Kevin Kent of the Fuel Funny Car team. Goes through with 11.64. Outlaw Anglia, joined by the one and only Ginner and Simon Barlow. Why aren't you in your car?
We're running out of spark plugs.
What? Feeble excuse. We could have called some out for you. Or were you too busy celebrating as your lads were saying? Well, yeah, I mean, come on. 7:45, how did that feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Absolutely fantastic.
I mean, neck and neck with Colin, 7.51 a pair, and then you just had to go one better, and that was, I'll tell you what, I wish you could have seen your crew on the start line. They were like, I don't know, a bunch of kangaroos on a stag night. They really were. They're bouncing all over the place. Brilliant to see. Right, Ronnie Mercer, Gary Hill. First pair of this final session, both of them in the high 9s at the moment.
Both of these are actual street cars as well.
Ursa 967. He's finding it, isn't he?
And a street car.
It's a street car.
A street car, a little bit of gas.
Yeah,
Little
and
bit
it's
of gas.
awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Really going for it. Right, Matt Cooper. Great to see Matt back with us, isn't it?
It's been a while. We need him back.
We need some entertainment.
Talking of entertainment, when are you coming back?
This year we're gonna. My main concept is to finish the gasser.
Yeah.
When the gas is finished, we'll then bring our car back out again.
Ah, good stuff. But you're ready to go, aren't you? I know you've
Not
had a
really.
few-
I've still got a bit of work to do on the motor. I've got a Simon Goff's old engine.
Yeah.
I purchased that towards the end of last year. When we get that in, we'll see how we are. But you know, until that comes good.
Right, now Matt Cooper, 8:34 so far, 8:28. That'll do nicely. Right, 11:01. I think it's fair to say that Mark uses his car on the street probably more than anybody else, doesn't he? Takes
Definitely,
his
yes,
kids
yes,
to
he does.
school in it and
Yeah.
all over the place in it. It's
You
cracking.
can always see Mark at Crispy Donuts in Peterborough. He is the donut king.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right, Kim Harrison. I'll tell you what, the Harrison family loving life in Outler Anglia, aren't
Well, I spoke to her this morning and she was having such a good time, and she said, you know, it brings such a grin to my face when I get into it.
they? Yeah. Going alongside Barry Woodford. Barry on the bump at the moment, that 10:15. Oh, bit of a wobble. 10:38 and 11:66. Now, Paul Henshaw, 7:75 in qualifying.
And this could be quite a good pairing. up here.
Very, very lot of potential there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
it's
remember-
good to see Jeff joining us out in here
Oh,
in Anglia,
yeah.
Outler Anglia.
Well, I think he's done it to save money because he kept pulling these massive wheel stands in Street Eliminator. He couldn't run a wheelie bar.
We
So he
sent
put a
Co-
wheelie bar and he's
We
on
sent
the car
Colin
there.
round last night to ask them what the name of the car was, and they were watching Emmerdale Farm, so they called them the Dingles.
Oh dear, oh dear. I knew I could rely on you for some good quotes. I think I'd get them all in one hit. Right, Jeff Meads, Paul Henshaw. Well, Jeff once again using that wheelie bar to full effect. Paul Henshaw had to pedal the car slightly. 762!
Fantastic.
Well, you said he had something for us. Wow, that's PB, isn't it?
Yeah,
62.
yeah.
I think that is a PB for Paul. I'm not quite sure on that. But Paul's been around it a very long time.
Yeah.
A lot of experience. Has a lot of teething problems with the car. Had some teething problems this morning, was pushed back. Sorted it out, come out there, run the numbers.
Yeah.
What more can you say?
Well, he got 4 7-second Outlaw Anglias this weekend. Wow.
It's scary. I might have to have another year off.
Oh dear. Right, Barry Crookston, Scott Crookston. Barry very proudly wearing his 9-second club sticker on the back of the car. Makes you wonder how long that's going to stay on there, and they change it for an A. I won't be this weekend, but they're going to step it up, aren't they?
Well, it might. Once you start running the gas on that, I used to race that car when it belonged to Hooper, and it was quite a quick car then. But it was very unpredictable. Ended up in my lane twice, which makes it more fun.
Oh dear, why they are Outlaw Anglias. Right, Scott Crookston has been 7.92 this weekend. We know he can go a little bit quicker. Barry Crookston, he's still got the laughing gas to go. Not using it at the moment, but that will come. 7.66. 10:07 for Scott Crookston. Get in there, lads. Barry Crookston goes 10:07. Wow. Oh my goodness me.
And we've got poor mother down there, look, running up and down, worrying about what the children are doing. Now Dad's going to have a go.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, this is mint. It really is. When do we next get to see you? Is it Dragstalgia? You got anything before that? Can't remember.
Dragstalgia will be the next round for us.
Right. Well, no, you're here next weekend. We know
I'm
that.
here next week.
Yeah.
That's what we were saving the spark plugs for.
Oh,
We've got another
look,
representative.
if you
for
feed
next
me that line
weekend.
once again, I'm going to go and buy you some. Luckily, all the shops are closed tonight. Right, Colin Miller, Gary Bird. Gary, 891. But Colin Miller, 751. Can he find anything? Has he got a reply to Simon Barlow, 745? We knew he was trying last time. He really did load it up to go for it. But let's see what happens then. Who's going to be number one qualifier? Is it going to be the man stood next to me up here, Simon Barlow, or is it going to be Colin Miller down on the track? We'll find out in about 7.45 or less seconds.
We look as if we're pretty loaded, ready to go, so...
Well, it's going to be Simon Barlow taking the number one qualifying spot there. Colin Miller certainly gave it everything he had. 8.94 for Gary Bird. Colin Miller trickles through 12.72. Awesome, absolutely awesome. Still got a couple of Anglias to come round, but Simon Barlow, number one qualifier out of Anglia. Well done.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Right, we continue. Ted Booth. Now, Ted's having a lot of fun this weekend. They've hot lapping the car. Nitrous pass, non-nitrous pass, nitrous pass, non-nitrous. Keep swapping the cars around.
It's an his and hers game.
Yeah. Going alongside Phil Druitt, 9.54. Missing Danny Wilson this weekend, actually. I thought Danny would have been here.
Danny is now running my, well, he's got my old engine. He's coming out probably later or early next year.
Okay.
So he's here, but he's not running. Same as Dave Sidaway. Dave
Oh,
Sidaway
right,
is
yeah.
now
Yeah.
he's having another car built at Wayne Allman's.
Yep.
Full chassis and full aluminium van body.
So Ted 9.41, Phil 9.54, 9.43, 9.53. Slight improvement there for Phil, but stays in the number 13 spot. Rob Turrington and Luke Hoskins.
Also, Luke Hopkinson's is now running a lot of the non-prep stuff as well.
Okay.
Having a lot of fun as well.
Well, that's part of the rules now, Outlaw Anglia, isn't it? It's got to be fun.
Well, I think there's something wrong with them all.
Yeah. Well, let's see these two in the 10s. That'll be good. 10.22, 10.71. That's exactly what we got. Very good runs indeed. Thanks ever so much indeed, guys, for popping up to see us. Added a little bit of colour to the commentary today. Thank you ever so much
Well,
indeed.
anytime.
Congratulations on number one qualifier. That
Thank you
was
very much.
incredible. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Let's see what it's got, because I think we might be just going a little bit quicker, but seriously, can't wait for you to run next weekend in Pro Dorsammer. There's some tough nuts to crack there, but you've got to go rounds with that one. We've seen what happens before, so it's going to be very entertaining. Wish you all the best of luck for that.
We're going
as
to do
well.
our best.
I know you will.
And we cannot wait.
Oh, I bet you can't. Cheers, guys.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
this
You're
evening,
welcome.
and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, cheers then, bye-bye.
Right, last class of the day. It is Supercharged Outlaws. Mike Crouch.
Tomorrow if you want, you know, it's up to you.
All right, awesome. All right, Mike Crouch, Paul Watts. Mike has run a 970 with the little dragster. Paul Watts with the pickup 1062. Now, first time out actually for Mike with this car. Taken a couple of years to build it. Including trips over to Bakersfield to have a look at the cars over there to see how it all looked. And he wanted it a certain way. Goes 972 as Paul Watts goes 964. Best run for him this weekend.
Okay, next up, Paul Dale in the acute angle, and Luke Watts in the Chevy. Okay, so Paul's your number 13 qualifier of 11.95. Luke's your number 6 at 9.32. Paul has been somewhat off pace today. It's all in the launch. Seems very pedestrian so far. He's been quicker than I have, but it's still, like, for that car, that seems very pedestrian launch, so there'll be a reason for it. Moving around.
It is a bit, isn't it? 1010, 105, 1103, 122. It's a bit of a head scratcher when you don't actually know why it's doing it. Right, Simon Boot with the bootlegger Camaro. Regular 9-second run, and also don't forget this car is street legal. Obviously needs to move parachute back so you can see the rear number plate, but yeah, it is street legal, this car. They do actually bring it up here in the race transporter because it's a fair old way to bring it, and that will guzzle a fair old amount of fuel. And obviously the team needs somewhere to have all the tools and everything, so but he can drive it around at home if he needs to.
So 11.79 best for Keith, and big pardon, Simon at 9.58. Interesting misfire going on. So another 9.58, and that with a misfire. So plenty left in there, I'd say.
Yeah, well, it's two 9.58s actually for Simon.
Yeah. 12.23 for Keith. Just going to go and have a quick look at the track. Okay, so coming around the corner is Robbie Graham in the British Revenge Austin Funny car. You guys have got the advantage on us because you can't see through the floor. Okay, so somewhat unusually, Susie Q running in the energy check lane. It's Kirsten van Cronenberg.
that through choice, or that she likes to run in the right lane?
I'm not aware that they formally alternate lane qualify.
Yeah.
And she was there first as well, so it's not like Robbie took the lane she wanted. Okay, so Kirsten is your number 3 qualifier of an 8:31 in session 1, and Robbie 10:55. So far I've done a half pass. I think the last one looked like a planned half pass to me, but what do I know? Guaranteed a wheelie in the energy check lane, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think you're dead right there, Todd. Robbie Graham taking the long way round there. Clicks it early at 118 mile an hour. Good run for Kirsten there. 8:29 at 166. Quickest of the weekend.
Very gutsy drive for Robbie there. You hear the timing crew shout, that was Sharon, get away from our reflectors. Because Sharon does not like racers going close to her reflectors. But we're doing the track check. Doesn't necessarily indicate anything wrong. It's just when a car goes all over the place, one of the first things you do is check whether it's putting oil down. Everyone's out in the shutdown area. Again, precautionary. Not necessarily going to find anything.
I think that just proves the point that Robbie can certainly drive that car.
Yes.
It's beautifully handled. It's the sort of thing that I need to lift straight. No, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. It just the right foot doesn't want to make its mind up.
And the other thing is one of the things to bear in mind is if you're under throttle and you step off it, and sometimes there's a bit of a twang and it's actually good. Yeah. The car will want to. The other variable is you don't have a lot of time to think about it.
No.
Okay, so yeah, very gutsy drive for Robbie there. Doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Aaron Winderidge and Gary Parks. It's Tiki T and Purple Days. Gary, so far 9:05. Aaron 7:89. Still got 1 or 2 left in the lanes. We got Andy Hadfield with Twister around the corner. Not quite sure who else is left around there. Jim Usher, I think. Wonder if he's going to get another run in today. I think Tony might be done for today, but if he's made it back in the lanes, great stuff. Christian Zula. Right, Aaron Winderidge, number 2 qualifier then. He's in the energy check lane. Gary Parks, number 6 qualifier with Purple Days in Auto Glim. Their last qualifiers before they go into their runs. Very close to the centre line at the stripe, goes 7:81. Gary Parks goes 9:17, so his 9:05 remains the best, but a nice sneaky improvement there for Aaron. Right, Neil Townsend with the Northern Spirit going alongside Andy Hadfield with Twister. You know, that Twister is, the more you look at it, the more mental it actually is.
Yeah. So he's your number 4 qualifier as in standard, 8:32. Neil Townsend without a time on the board. It's a 7-second car easily.
Oh, yeah.
He was from Ellesmere Port, if I remember rightly.
unless there's anything else left in the lanes, this could be the last pair of the day. Not a bad way to wrap it up if it is.
No, that'll do nicely.
So your number 4 qualifier, Andy Hadfield. Neil wants to get a number on the board this time round. Let's see what they got.
Oh, steady now.
Well, 9:28, 118, 12:06.83. That was a bit bizarre.
Yeah, it's like Neil Townsend was trying to outdo Fadster there.
Yeah.
But he's got a time on the board now.
Yeah. Well, super entertaining day. I think that is a wrap because I can't see anything else coming around the corner. Our start line crew pick up the mops. That's a wrap, ladies and gents. Thank you all so very much indeed. We will see you again tomorrow morning as we start eliminations. 9:30 in the morning with the Nostalgia Superstock, Gasser Circus, Outlaw Anglia, and of course Supercharged Outlaws. It's Run With Your Brung as well tomorrow. But whatever you end up doing tonight, have a good evening. Looks like you're in for a very pleasant evening as well. The clouds have disappeared and it's a glorious sunset as well. Tog, thanks ever so much indeed, mate. Great to have you as my wingman once again.
Thank you for laughing at my jokes. Well, the ones you've got anyway.
Very good indeed.
Brilliant.
Right.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Don't forget, Fuelers Bar, 8 o'clock onwards tonight. You've got live music, and of course you've got DJs playing some pretty decent tunes as well. But some tunes lined up already from Nitro FM 96.2. They'll be getting themselves ready for the evening session. And thank you ever so much indeed, Nitro FM, for filling in the gaps where we didn't have anything going on track today. We enjoyed that. Thank you.